Fair City, I watched it last night because you asked me to watch it.
I did.
And
it's
you can see that it's kind of simmering. It's like a good soup.
Well, you sort of, that's the simmer after the explosion.
All right.
There's two kinds of simmers, before the explosion and after. You've just missed a huge...
I've missed a huge one,
It's been absolutely scintillating at the moment.
It's brilliant at the moment.
It's my reason for just carrying on at the moment, Ian. I mean, and like, I was watching it last night and I was thinking about you, and I know you are fascinated by the interesting names they give constantly. Consistently give characters in Fair City.
You know what's very good about it as well? For people who don't watch it very often, they say their names a lot.
Well, you see, if you go to the trouble,
that's who that is.
If you go to the trouble of branding somebody with a hugely exotic name, you're going to start saying it a lot. So, like, we've already had such common or garden varieties, as back to the early days. So Bella, people like Magda, Sylvester, then more bizarre, getting into Linus, and people like Thaddeus and stuff.
You really have followed this one, haven't you?
I have, but more on Thaddeus later. But I've just discovered two more.
Oh, great.
Now, one is a politician in the political party with no name. So, can you guess what name this person could have, Ian?
Enda. No?
That's not a...
No, sorry.
I mean, a bizarre name.
Okay,
we're talking Fair City weirdness.
Turlock.
Turlock? No. Just think Amazonian weirdness. Okay, one more guess.
Benazir.
Benazir? That's not bad. Benazir's not bad. Now, I'll give you one more hint. It begins with V.
V. Vincenzo.
It's worse.
It's
worse. It's more bland than that.
Really?
But it's more weird.
Vile.
No, near. No, it's actually real. The character is called, this is a politician, a councillor, Virgil. Now, I haven't seen him yet, but I think one of the writers in Fair City, I'm thinking about it.
They are taking
it's
that,
brilliant.
Nick.
But I'm wondering how they do it, because I'm thinking that the writer in Fair City was just at home watching Shaft last night, and they go, "Yo, Virgil, what's going on?" It's a brilliant name for a character, and make him the county councillor. So I do expect a politician to turn up with an afro, a long black leather jacket, and a sawn-off shotgun. But anyway, Virgil is...
They wouldn't go for anything normal like Royston or...
Well, maybe that's what they're following on, Cyprian and stuff.
Yeah.
But Virgil, anyway, is associated with Dermot and Joe. And I was telling you a few weeks ago about Dermot and Joe. Dermot is the councillor, and he's married to Joe. But Joe is much, much taller than Dermot. much taller. And I think because she's taller, they insist on starting every episode of Fair City with the two of them standing having breakfast.
Right.
So that she's sort of towering over him at about 6'3".
Little beard,
yes, but she's towering over him, and she always starts off the episode by they all eat toast and marmalade in Fair City for breakfast. That's a rule, basically. And then they all start the episode by her henpecking him, and all their scenes always end up in him, no matter what the argument is about, it always end up him saying, okay. So like last night it was, "Dermot, when are we going to sort it out about Benjamin?" "Okay, love, I'll have a word today." "I want you to know, Dermot, and what's that thing on your chin?" "It's called a goatee, love." "Get rid of it! It's dirty and it frightens Benjamin." "But love, get rid of it, Dermot!" Okay, it's gone. I gotta go off with a meeting with Virgil.
He was chopping a few tomatoes last night. He was making is that to depict a kind of a new man?
It is. He's sort of a guy that chips in. But I mean, if you have a wife that's 6 inches taller than you'd be chopping vegetables as well before
exactly.
you end up in the pot yourself.
And what was the other? There was another name as well you were mentioning, was there?
Her name is Sadie. And she's in an abusive relationship with her boyfriend, but she refuses to see the wood from the trees, and she speaks a bit like a female Liam Brady. Sadie, do you not think you should leave him once and for all? What would you know? I love him. He sets me on fire. He lights me up like a Christmas tree. Simon! Go away with you! Sadie, there, you've got to leave him. You shut up. He's the greatest thing since the invention of the wheel. So she's got this sort of dual attitude towards her abusive husband. That she'll
are they married?
I think they're married.
I saw last night, though, at the very end last night, she got a text message from thinking of you or something, and then she was about to say me too, and then he's a
mad looking fella. I don't know, have you seen him?
She's doing the right thing there. I have, he looks a bit odd.
He's got some head on him, I'll tell you.
So does that mean he's a good actor?
I was thinking he is.
Probably is.
I was thinking he is. He's got some threat on him.
There's a lot of drama with Father Thaddeus as well.
Well, Thaddeus is a priest,
yeah.
And like all priests in Fair City, he's about to leave the priesthood after having a torrid affair. Now, I know you say, but only one priest in the history of Fair City, Ian, hasn't had an affair.
Really?
Right.
What was that?
Bertie.
Yes. Is he not the Archbishop or something?
No, he's not the Archbishop, but he's sort of the main priest.
Right, okay.
And he sort of hangs around, and he sort of, every so often you see a look on his face with all these priests that he says, go away, you're having an affair, and then they leave the room, and he says this sort of look on his face going, is there something wrong with me?
Why can't I have an affair?
Anyway, Dolores, who Thaddeus had an affair with, faced him down in the confession box. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned, Father. Dolores, not in confession. I've sinned in body and mind, Father, with a Father. I can't take this confession, Dolores. You know I can't. How can you continue to administer the sacraments, Father? I've taken confession, and I'm absolved. Well, I'll chase you around the church, and I'll tell everybody you're a hypocrite! Dolores, I suppose a quick novena is out of the question, is it? Hypocrite! That was the most dramatic thing I've ever seen.
And the word is starting to spread around Carrickstown as well. And there was some lady in the restaurant last night thought she was disgraceful.
That was modern Ireland. Well, that was old Ireland appearing in Fair City.
Okay, and did you say Keith and Una are back on again?
Yes, Fair City can wrap up a love triangle, Ian, faster than any programme in the Western civilised world. Keith cheated on Niamh with Una. Yeah. Niamh finds out, heads into the bar. Did you sleep with that Una one? Now, Niamh, hold on. Goodbye, Keith. Suppose I had it coming. 10 minutes later, Una comes into the bar. Keith! Una? You said it was going to be our little secret. Now, hold on, Una. Now, good luck. I suppose I had it coming. 5 minutes later, Una and Niamh meet in the bar. I don't know how he could let you seduce him. Seduce him? Is that what he said? What am I supposed to be now? The Mata Hardy! They give her the best lines. Oh, get out! Oh, by the way, I enjoyed every minute of it.
It's lovely. I saw her for the first. I didn't know what she even looked like until last night. I saw her with Una.
Oh, she's lovely.
She is. She's a lovely little face on her, isn't she?
She's really nice. She gets the best lines.
Okay, I was just thinking there. Remember Yozzer Hughes?
Yes.
From years ago. What was that?
Boys from the Black.
Boys from the Black stuff. That was another good confession scene. I'm just thinking of Dolores in the confession box. And do you remember his one where he walked in and he says, I'm desperate, Father. And he says, don't call me Father, you can call me Dan. He says, I'm desperate, Dan. But I'm just thinking, are there any other good confession scenes?
Brilliant scene. There's a great one from Glenroe. Where Dinny confesses about injecting the greyhound, which is owned by the father that he's given the confession.
Oh, no, he can't say anything about it.
He can't say anything to it.
Brilliant.
That was a great scene in old Glenroe.
All right, and we don't have time to talk about Bittersweet, unfortunately. That was on the other night.
Well, I hadn't got a clue what that was about, Ian. It's a new hybrid of a television programme that RTE have put on. It's kind of a half between comedy and drama. I don't know what it is, but there were some fellas making faces like they were cracking gags, and there were other people making serious faces as if to say, this is serious? It was just, I don't know.
And the girl, Carmel, she was in the ads as well,
wasn't she? Fair City, Heather.
Yeah.
She turns up in it, in Bittersweet. Yeah. She's on Fair City before that, and then they go to an ad break, and she's jumping around in a sack saying, I'd just like to thank me family.